Welcome back to From Couples for Couples. My name is Destiny, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, my husband.
What's up, y'all? My name is Ahmad, and today's episode is going to be talking about how you know that you're equally yoked with your partner, or, you know, the goods about being equally yoked, or, you know, the bad stuff about not being equally yoked, right?
That just confused me. The good about being equally yoked, the bad about...
Like, how it's bad to not be equally yoked, and how it's good to be equally yoked. That's better?
Yeah, that was better. What you said previously confused me. I was like, what?
Okay.
No, because I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, we must be equally yoked because we like the same stuff and we like the same movies and we like the same this, and that. No.
Like the simple things.
Right.
You know, like, of course, you're going to find somebody that you likes the same TV shows as you, or, you know, or someone that, you know, likes ice cream like you.
Right. Like the same flavor. No, that's not like what we mean. Like, because it's so funny because prior to us dating, when we were just talking, like just texting us just as friends, the first question I asked you was, do you go to church?
Yeah.
That's the first question I asked you before anything moved forward.
Right.
Anything. This was years ago.
Right.
So the first question I asked you was, do you go to church?
Right.
And for me, I think if you are trying to pursue a relationship with a person and you are a Christian and the person that you're trying to pursue a relationship with off rip isn't a Christian, then it's already a
or
no-go.
don't know if they're a Christian.
Right.
Just like, and then that's I think that's another question. Well, that wasn't a question you asked me, but I think we was asking each other, like, what do you look for in a man or a woman?
Oh, right.
And it was like some man who's godly, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That was like the first thing, like a godly man. And I feel like a lot of times, like, when people are in relationships or trying to pursue a relationship with a person who doesn't go to church, they try to push them to the church. You know what I'm saying? They try to teach them, you need to know God, and no.
Right.
You don't need to go. And I'm not saying you can't open the door for a person to allow them
that's
to.
Great. That's great.
Right, it's great.
That's what God wants you to do, right?
Right. Like, bring more people to the church.
Right.
But you can't have
a forceful,
Right,
you can't just hold their hand, drag them to it.
Right. Like, if you open the door and they're not up for the door to walk through it, then it's like, is that the type of person you want to be with?
Right.
Is that the type of person you want to marry? Is that the type of person you want to
spend the rest of your life with, you know?
That's what I'm saying. So that is what I mean when I say equally yoked. Like, you need to be, your relationship needs to be thoroughly involved with God. And I feel like a lot of relationships nowadays don't even speak about like how important it is for your relationship to flow through God, right? Because a lot of people feel like, I pushed you to the church.
Yeah, but I've been going to church before. Like, what?
I know.
We just went to two different churches.
Right.
You know?
And it's so funny because a lot of people say, like, oh, you know, I brought you to the church. I introduced you to God. I can't introduce you to anything.
Right.
If you're not willingly open to having a relationship with God, I can't do anything. All I did, y'all, listen to this. The only question I asked him was, will you go to church with me?
Right.
That's all I asked.
Your church.
My church.
I was going to my own church.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You were already going to a Christian church.
Yeah.
So the only question that I asked him was, will you come to church with me? That's it. That's all I asked him. And then from then, that's it.
Yeah, that's where I was.
You willingly
came every
Sunday, right? You willingly wanted to do it because even like the first time I asked you, you didn't have to say yes. You could have said no, like, I want to go to my church, which would have been fine. I wouldn't have felt any way about it. Well, I probably would have felt a way about it, but it wouldn't have been like no big deal about it. But I feel like a lot of relationships try to push the man or push the woman, like, oh, I'm gonna push them to God because I know, like, I want to be in a relationship with a person who believes in God. Then go get you a person that believes in God already.
I know, but this kind of off topic, but, you know, like how you were saying, like, a lot of relationships, like, don't focus on God and stuff. Like, I feel like in today's society, like, you know, most of the people getting married, you know, their relationships is just not focused on God. It's just getting married for other people, you know? Or
I'm confused.
Like, I'm saying, like, people in today's society, they don't get married for the biblical standpoint, you know. They get married for the society's point.
Well, might as well get
just
married.
Getting married, or you know, like.
What'd you say?
I say that they just get married, like, for the society standpoint. Like,
right, to record it.
Right.
To record it, to...
And they, right.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was like, just like, they don't realize that marriage is all about God. They just...
People don't understand how sacred it is.
Right.
Like, people don't understand the tenacity of you being sexually attracted to a person physically. You may not have a conversation with them, but if a woman is walking in front of the view of a man, or if a man is walking in front of the view of a woman, and you sexually think about them, you're already cheating God. That's how sacred it is. Yeah. That's how much God views it as sacred. So a lot of people be like, oh, that's not cheating, or you know how different people have their different standpoints of cheating. But God, marriage is so sacred to God. Something to society will be that small.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was to go tell somebody, oh, he did this, or such and such did this, they'd be like, girl, you tripping. But to God, that is like, you know what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying. Like,
yeah.
People don't understand, like, how serious it is.
Right.
I guess. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, not how... Well, how serious it is also, but also saying, like, that it's not about getting married just to get married. It's getting married for God.
Right.
And that's what this society don't understand.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, like, they're getting married because... I guess they've been together for a long time.
Right.
I guess we just might
Let's just get married, like, you know?
Yeah. And it's not like, thing.
Right.
No. It's you literally stand at the altar before God.
Right.
It don't matter who in the audience. It don't matter how pretty the wedding looks. Right. Y'all can go elope. You're still standing at the altar. You, your spouse, and God. Right. That's it. And from then on, like, you're right. People don't understand that. And then, like, previously what we were saying, people get married to people they're not equally yoked with and then question their marriage.
Right.
That's your fault.
Right. You should have found out.
You knew that y'all goals didn't align when when y'all were dating.
Right. Yeah.
You knew that but people have this.
They like throw it off, you know. Mm-hmm. Like,
he'll
change.
She'll change.
Yeah. We gonna be good.
Right.
When we get married,
but that mindset is I'ma change them.
Right.
They have this fantasy of they're gonna eventually be aligned with me eventually.
Right. Yeah.
No,
I don't really know.
If they wasn't doing nothing when you was dating, they definitely not gonna do nothing when you're married because they're gonna get themselves in a comfortable position. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No. And I don't want people to take this like and run with it like, oh, if your spouse doesn't get up early with you,
right? No,
or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I think that's a stretch.
Right? You don't eat eggs, so
that's what I'm saying. You don't eat the way you eat. Okay, well, that's a stretch.
Right. It's more about the not the physical approach, but just like the mindset approach.
But then, what would you answer to if somebody says like, oh, my husband or my wife, I'm goal driven, I'm a business driven person, but my spouse isn't. Like, how can I, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
you're trying to, like, saying, like, the man or the woman has, like, something that they're trying to achieve in the near future, right? And then the other spouses, like, not like that. They just want to chill, relax. That's what you're trying to say?
But don't get me wrong, people can change.
Right.
You can have a person that's not really goal-driven become a goal-driven person,
right,
who is really grinding and going to chase just like you.
Right.
So my question to you is, what would you tell a person who has that person who isn't aligned with him and they're already married?
I don't know, like... I don't know. I wouldn't want to tell them advice. I wouldn't want to give them, like, my opinion on it, but I'll just, like, you have to pray about it, and just, talk to your spouse, pray, talk to your spouse, stuff like that. I mean, I wouldn't give them, like, my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's what I was thinking. Pray, counseling, maybe.
Counseling, yeah. Well, I mean, you can't really, because you're saying, like, to have somebody be so like what is the other spouse doing like?
I don't know. This is just an example because I know that there are those type of relationships out there.
But I'm just saying, like, what are the other spouse doing? Like, do they just they go working a 9 to 5 or something?
Yeah.
Or?
Not knocking 9 to 5s, but I'm
no.
saying like, I'm just saying, not
like,
even that. They're just not on the same wavelength as far as career wise.
Like,
and it's
saying,
a
like,
rift between that because they're not on that same wavelength.
Right. So you're saying like another person wants to be like start like 5 or 6 businesses, and then the other person wants to do. Like,
I don't want to specify it to that nature because I don't know what these individuals are doing. I'm just saying they're not on the same wavelength. One is reaching higher goals than the other one. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
One is reaching higher goals than the other, and they're not on the same wavelength in life. Their goals do not align.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a rift. It's causing a rift between their marriage because this is the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that should have been, talked about before marriage.
Right.
I feel like that should.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, I feel like just that should have been, discussed before they got married. What do you want to do in life? Like, those things you like talk about when you're dating. You ask them like, what are some things you want to achieve? What are your goals?
Right. Exactly.
Of course,
yeah.
So like, you gotta be like, I don't think divorce is an option, but I feel like that's never an option for that.
Right.
I don't feel like that, but I feel like just to talk about it, go sit down and talk and like just explain that you want them to be like go harder for like themselves, for the future, for their kids if they don't have none yet.
Yeah,
like just go harder so we can
I don't know. I don't want my answer to sound harsh.
What you were gonna say? Because
that's your fault. And I'm not trying to be like
you saying that's the person who chose that person's fault?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's okay. All I'm saying is like you said. Yeah. You know how this individual was before you dated him.
Right.
No one's gonna miraculously change unless they want to do it.
Right.
You've seen no change from this person. If you've spoken to this person about the same issue, that's your fault.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is if you know that you're not goal aligned with this person before you marry them, and you're gonna walk into it trying to change them, that's already too much work.
Yeah,
that's already too much work.
I wouldn't say it's too much work. I'll say, work on it before marriage. I'll say, don't just go into talking about marriage then. I would say just focus on bettering yourself first before you get married.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, just, how do I say it? Like, talk about those things before marriage.
Because when we were dating, we didn't talk about those things.
I mean, we did. We didn't talk about it, like...
until after marriage.
No, I'm not saying... We talked about it, but we didn't talk about it, like...
To the extent
of, like...
Today.
Yeah. Because I feel like we both had that mindset, though, like...
What?
Of, like... Not wanting to work for the, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And then, other things like that,
I don't know. I feel like with us, like our family played a big factor into our careers and our goals. I feel like after the detachment of our family from our careers and goals, we actually finally decided to be able to make the decisions for ourselves and our decisions align.
Right.
So I feel like prior, in the beginning of us dating, I feel like majority of our future was being said by others. And then now we've detached from the naysayers and now we've made the decisions for our family on our own. And they align. Yeah. I don't know, everybody's relationship is differently. Like, so what I will say is like I just feel like God makes it to a point where it's like being equally yoked is actually a big part. Like, God doesn't want you to get with a person who doesn't believe in God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's impossible for a Christian in another religion or whatever to be together. That's impossible. Yeah, you're not equally yoked. Where are y'all going to go to 2 different churches?
Right.
Like,
y'all going to pray to a different person every day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I don't want to get on this topic of religion, but there's only one God.
Yeah.
The God.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We finna get open a whole nother can of worms. But I just feel like, I don't know, like, but even like the previous episode when we were talking about those other things, I don't think that a man and a woman who's making more than a man and a man, I don't think they're equally yoked. And I don't think they're equally yoked because God said biblically that a man is the financial provider.
Right.
So how would they be equally yoked?
Yeah.
Not knocking the women who make more than their husbands.
Right.
Don't get offended by it, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
How are they equally yoked?
Yeah.
Just because y'all like the same ice cream, y'all like to watch the same movies, and y'all go on date nights, y'all go to your favorite restaurant, that is not...
equally yoked, right? Y'all like Jordans and...
That's what I'm saying. Like, the materialistic stuff doesn't mean anything to God.
Right.
So, how are they equally yoked if biblically God said a man is supposed to do those things, but a woman is doing it?
Yeah. That makes sense. Make a lot of sense. I didn't think about it that way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how?
Mm-hmm.
You're literally flipping what he wrote.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're flipping what he wrote, and you're trying to create your own narrative and your own way of marriage. No.
Well, that's this whole society today. Everything God said is flipped. So.
You know what I'm saying? That's flipped.
Everything.
We got genders flipped. We got women trying to do man jobs flipped. We got women having a problem with being at home taking care of the kids while the man is working. That's flipped.
Yeah.
When God said that that's what they're supposed to do, I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like...
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it plays more into, not the, what's it called? Like what's that word? What's the word?
Mm-hmm.
It plays more into...
Society?
No, I'll say it doesn't play more into, like, the material things. It plays more into, like, I feel like it's more of a mindset thing.
What you mean?
Like, being equally yoked. Like, I feel like it's God, it's versus God, and then it's like a mindset thing.
Mm-hmm. How?
Because I feel like, when I mean by mindset thing, I mean, like, someone is like, like, just feel like someone is, like, doing more than the other,
What you mean?
Like, how we say, like, if you have your legs tied together, you gotta run at the same race, right?
Yeah,
so I feel like, that's what I'm saying, mindset thing is like somebody's doing more than the other. You have to, go at the same pace.
Together, yeah.
Like, I'm saying, like, where, career-wise, just going hard as you can to, to be the best you can be.
I was just saying, like, run the same race.
Right, basically. Run the same race. So career-wise, going hard as you can to be the best y'all can be together.
Together, yeah.
And for your family. And then, with other things like, one person spending more money than the other,
That's a problem.
That's another problem.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I would say...
I just feel like alignment has to be, like, in every aspect. Like, for us, like, you want me to be a stay-at-home mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with being a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
So, I feel like alignment happens within that. Like, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Just different things. We're aligned with money aspects. You know what I'm saying? We're aligned with career aspects. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying everybody.
You said what?
We're not saying, like, everybody's relationship has to be the same, like, same money problem, money thing. Because, everybody's different. Everybody's relationship different. Everybody's, boundaries is different.
But if we're speaking on what God said.
No, I'm not saying, like, I understand the God part. I'm saying, like, when people are spending money, like, the money thing.
Oh, that's different in every relationship.
Yeah,
like,
I'm saying, like, career.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying everybody's relationship should be like this. But I'm just saying, like...
Look, we're only speaking from our own.
Right. This is our opinion, So that's what I'm just saying. We're not saying we're speaking for everybody's relationship. Yeah, I just want to clear that up because people.
I mean, we're not speaking for everyone's relationship, but this is just like, I don't know. I just feel like women nowadays, like, I really just honestly think it's hard to find a person that you're equally yoked with, because I'm gonna just go back to what I said. If you don't find somebody young, I'm sorry. Because and the reason why I always say that is because, like I said in every episode, I feel like I've said the same thing.
Right.
When you're young, you don't focus on money, career, thing, so you have a chance to build it
to
together.
grow together, yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When we first got together, we wasn't thinking about this. We were living in our parents' house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we've grown. Now we're married. Now we live with each other. So we've grown financially with each other.
Yeah.
We've grown in a marriage with each other.
Right.
We've only been with each other. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, like, that's why I'm just go back to what I said.
Yeah.
Because mind you, like, when you're older and you find somebody, you have been...
All those things play a big part. Money. What else?
Money, career, sex, all of that. Like, but I just feel like when you're older, you're also remembering the other people.
Right.
So now you have all these other people in your mind. Now you going to find somebody new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's just too much, honestly. Like,
yeah.
It's just too much. Nowadays you have women making more than men. Men being okay with that, being in relationships with women making more than, like, that's, come on, bro. Like,
yeah.
Call me crazy, talk about me in the comments, I don't care. and I'm not saying that to be rude, but it's like, no.
Yeah.
There's going to be a point in time where I'm just gonna let y'all see. There's gonna be a point in time where that's gonna be used as leverage. Women are very emotional, so the moment you do something she don't like, the moment you say something she don't like, immediately it's, I make more than you. Right. Get out. She's gonna keep throwing this same thing because women are emotional. I'm a woman. I'm emotional. So when women get emotional, they start saying everything under the sun that they don't really mean.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be brought up probably at every argument because she knows that's a problem for you.
Yeah.
And the best thing about women is they know how to get under a man's skin with their words. Right, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's going to be a continuous problem. And for men, again, like, and I'm not a man, but why would you want your son seeing, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a lot of different things, man. I'm sorry. And I just don't think that a woman who's making more than a man can be equally yoked. Because God said a man's supposed to be the financial provider. A woman is supposed to be the helper to the man.
Right, yeah.
A woman is supposed to help the man. The man's not supposed to be helping her.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the man can't help, but I'm just saying he's the leader. I'm following you. I'm helping you. How can a man who's making less than a woman help the woman and be the leader if she's essentially being the leader according to God?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me, honestly.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Man.
It makes no sense.
It's just a lot that plays into it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about being equally yoked to someone, you know. Because, you know, one thing can, ruin the whole. Like, one thing can, ruin, like, the whole being equally yoked thing. Because, you just have to be aligned with that person, man. It's just.
I don't know, I really feel like, and I also feel like, this is another thing that we were just talking about, how, like, you were saying how, like, if a man is receiving access to, like, sex, all these things, that he's not going to marry them. Yeah. You're not equally yoked with that person.
Right.
There's no way you can be.
Right.
There's no way that you're equally yoked with a person that you can't even kneel on the ground for.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, when I was saying, like, I feel like, when, I just lost my train of thought.
What?
I feel like
when they're getting access.
Yeah, like when like everything's open, like all the doors are open for a man or a woman, you know. Mm-hmm. But the man has to be the one to, I feel like when all those things are open, I feel like a woman is feeling the need for a man to, get on his knee for.
Yeah, I don't know. I just realized that Chick-fil-A was really the only establishment that doesn't participate in it. And I'm here for it. Like, and okay, let me just clarify. No one's bashing them.
Yeah, no, we have nothing against them.
Right? Nobody's bashing, and I hate the fact that we even have to put this out there
because they're so freaking sensitive.
But y'all can go and bash black people. We have had in the last few days the most racist people we've encountered this last year, honestly. Yeah. And we're not even going to tell you the race of these people, but it's so funny how black Americans, let me just say Americans, or just us, it's so funny how they expect us to be so strong and have such of a guard on, because we've endured this for so many years. But for these individuals, we're supposed to bite our tongues, we can't say anything, they're gonna cry, we're canceled, and all this type of stuff. How about you get a Band-Aid?
But every other race can run around here saying the N-word. We're N-words.
Right. And expect us to cry about it.
Right.
But then expect us to... And then look at us crazy when we give you physical retaliation against the things that you're saying. Verbal retaliation against the things you're saying, because the things we're saying hold more weight than yours. Right. So now you're upset because I just told the truth about you.
Right.
I just told the truth about you and your racist tendencies, and how you were born and how your house was an ungodly home.
Right.
And now you're upset at me because I called it out. That's your demons getting upset. How about you keep that away from me? So, again, this is not to bash anybody.
It's not.
If you take it...
Love all people.
Okay. Yes, we love all people, but I don't agree with your lifestyle. That's it. Just like you may not agree with me being Christian and me being godly. I don't even need to say these things. I don't like apologizing.
Who's apologizing? I'm just saying.
But I don't like to give you a disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? What am I giving you a disclaimer for?
Yeah.
The LGBTQ community can go online and talk about women and how women aren't as of value as them. But then when a woman comes back and retaliates towards you and say that you have a fake vagina, that's a problem? No.
Not a rubber dot.
That's what I'm saying. So we're just talking about each other at this point. I don't understand.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
This world is deranged. Just know when that time comes, when God calls you, you better be prepared to go where you gonna go, because he's not gonna agree with your life either. So
they don't think they're not looking at that. They're stuck in this world.
They're stuck
in this world.
They're stuck in the society.
They're stuck in this world and getting TikTok views and trying to get the biggest house and the nicest car and I'm gonna have a mansion in heaven. Let's be clear. On a gold street.
Yep.
I don't care about this. I mean, it's unfortunate when you're here and God still has a purpose for you to be here. He's not gonna call you home yet, and you're still stuck here in problems, stressful situations. But those people need to be saved. It's unfortunate. And then they have those freaking parades.
Yeah, that's it. That's sick as hell. And then it's crazy how the states and the government approves of it. It's just even sicker. Like, bro.
Like, what if they were teaching that to our kid in school?
Yeah,
I would be livid.
Yeah.
Immediate.
Right? The lady had the
pride flag up, talking to the children. The parent walks in pissed, talking about I don't teach my children this. This is not what we teach in my house. I don't agree with any of this.
What does that even mean taught in school for?
I'm
here to learn about the government, math, science, history. This ain't no history. I'm living in it. Like, this ain't no history yet. Shit, I don't know, man. But
I don't know, y'all. Tell us what y'all think.
What y'all think about this topic, man? How y'all feel about, women trying to be a man and men trying to be a woman?
It's unfortunate for the community, for the new generation.
That's what I'm saying.
Trying to
That's another thing. This, if this continues on, babe, forever and ever, there will be no reproduction. None at all.
There will be reproduction, but it would be like...
It won't be...
from sex. It would be like
labs. It's weird, bro. It's going to be...
And that's the purpose of sex. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. To reproduce. And I'm telling you,
I feel bad for our kids. Yeah. They're going to have to check you to make sure that you're an actual woman.
Oh, my
How sick is that? What would we tell our son? check the throat, check the hands.
Oh no.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all in episode 4. This is sick.